So thank you to you all for sticking with me over this 7-day challenge. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. Um, Last night I was, and I've chatted to Paul about this already, I was putting up the videos and I was very conscious of my reluctance to put up the videos because it was very apparent to me that I certainly wasn't either the perfect yoga body or the perfect at holding the yoga postures, and I had quite a drama where I didn't want to put the videos up. But anyway, I told myself I was being ridiculous, and I did. And so I thought that that would be a good theme for today. So really, just today's theme is all about embracing your imperfections, whether that's imperfections to do with your physical capabilities or your physical look or whatever, but really embrace all that. So in today's sequences, I'll put in a couple of postures that maybe you might be a bit unsteady in, and that's okay. I'm going to wobble as well, but just no point aiming for perfection. That's not what yoga is about. It's all about the opposite of that. So today we're going to embrace our imperfections. So on that note, if you just find yourself a comfortable seated position, you don't have to cross your legs, just somewhere that's comfortable. And we're just going to slow ourselves down now before the practice. So as it's the last day, I want to maybe try something a little bit more hippie trippy. So we're going to do a meditation and we're going to throw in a mantra as well. And a mantra, we just use that in exactly the same way as the breath. We use it to anchor and focus the mind. So the mantra we're going to do is so hum. So the word so, S-O, and hum, H-U-M. We're just going to repeat that into ourselves. And the word so in Sanskrit means that. And the word hum means I or I am. So you can think about it as you breathe and say it, that we're kind of thinking, I am that. So as in, I am the universe. I am everything that is other than me. We are all the same. So you can meditate on the meaning of it, or if that doesn't work for you, just focus on the words. So as you inhale, so, and exhale, hum. So after that lengthy explanation, just close down the eyes. Take a moment just to check in with your sitting position. So you want a nice elongated spine, long through the torso and the waist. You can dip the head down slightly so that the back of your neck's nice and long. Roll the shoulders back and down. And begin by just bringing the attention to the breath. Feeling the sensation of the air as it flows in through the nostrils and then out again through the nostrils. In and out. And just allowing that focus on the breath to bring calm and ease to the body and the mind. And so now let's bring into the mantra. So in the next inhale, just say to yourself the word so. And as you exhale, hum. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. So just carry on repeating that in time with your own inhalation and exhalation. continue that just for 2 more cycles of breath. Enjoying the feeling of the peace and the calm. And then gently open up the eyes. So hopefully that's worked and kind of made you a little bit calmer and more centered. I know that some people don't really like mantras, but it's just another way of anchoring the mind and stop it and thinking about everything in the future and the past. So to begin, just check your posture. Check, I'm sitting cross-legged. It's a good way, and what we'll do is if you are cross-legged, we'll swap the legs over after a couple of exercises. So we'll start with the neck stretch, and if crossing your legs doesn't work for you, just have them stretched out in front. So we're going to start by dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. Keeping the shoulders relaxed and down, don't hunch them up. And if you want a slightly deeper stretch, you can gently bring the hand to the side of the head, put some very gentle pressure on, and bring the fingers of the other hand to the floor. So just lengthening the distance between your shoulder and your ear. So as you inhale, come back to center, and we'll just swap that over. So dropping left ear to the left shoulder. And again, if you would like, gently guide the head down without forcing it, and have your fingertips on the ground. Really enjoying the feeling of the breath. You inhale and exhale. And on the next exhale, just come back to neutral, and we'll do a nice twist. So reach up the right hand up into the air, and you're going to bring the right hand onto the opposite knee, and bring the left hand slightly behind you. Inhale, lengthen through the torso, and exhale, twisting round. Following the movement with your gaze if you would like, and if you're not feeling any strain on your neck. Come back to center, roll the shoulders back, and we're going to inhale, reach up the left arm, and exhale, twisting round. Using the breath, see if on every exhale, see if you can relax into it and find a little bit more space. Twisting round from the torso, keeping both hip bones very grounded on the floor. Come back to center. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, and on the exhale, we're going to walk the hands forward. Opening up the hips. You might feel this in the back, in the glutes. You might feel it in the hamstrings, side of the thighs. If you would like, you can close down the eyes. Inhale, slowly come out of the forward fold. You can walk the hands back. And now, if you're sitting cross-legged, swap your feet over so that we're evenly stretching both sides. And we'll now do some neck rolls. So drop the chin to the chest. Make sure the shoulders are rolled back. and then right ear to right shoulder, and then looking up, being nice and careful with the neck, left ear, left shoulder, and then chin to chest. And a good way to think about it to help you get full motion, range of motion, is to think as if you're drawing with your nose, big circle. Nice and gently. And then we're going to reverse. And with the breath, inhale as you're looking up. And exhale, coming down. One more. Gently, and come back to center. So we'll do some shoulder exercises now. So take the right hand, reach it up, and I'll give you two options here. So everybody just drop the hand so that your arm is pointing directly up to the ceiling. If it can, might be a little bit out to the side, but aim to get it pointing up. You can either put your other hand on top of the elbow, and you can help open up the shoulder. So you're kind of pushing it down and a little bit back. If you would like, and I'm going to spin around here so you can see, if you can bring your arm round and hook on. So if you're doing this, try and keep your chest open, but you don't want to be slouching over. Few deep breaths here, really opening up between the shoulder blades, and then leave go. Bring the arms out. You might want to rotate the wrists if you were clasping hands, roll the shoulders. And we'll do on the other side. So left arm reaching up, drop the hand, so the palm of the hand, the fingertips will be sitting on the top of the back, and either bring the other hand to there, and you can help open the shoulder by pushing the elbow down and back, or if it's available to you, you can clasp your hands. I can't actually reach at that side, so I'm going to stay here for this one. With the breath. Making sure you're still nice and open in the chest, lengthening through the torso. Bring the arms down. Maybe give them a shake. Ooh. Now we're going to flip onto our knees. Coming up, hands and knees. And I will start with the left hand lifting so that you can see what I'm doing. Yeah. So left arm, we're going to lift up, elbow towards the ceiling, and then stretching up towards the ceiling, opening up in the chest, and then back down. Again, pulling up with the arms if you're pulling a bow, opening up, and then back down. One last time, pulling up, elbow pointing to the ceiling, then opening up the arm. And this time we're going to thread the needle, so bring the arm underneath and bring the left ear and shoulder to the floor. Obviously, if you started with the other arm, you'll be bringing your right ear and right shoulder to the floor. And take a moment here, try and relax the tension in the hips and the shoulders, and close the eyes. If it's comfortable to do so, you could bring the other arm behind the back. Then bring the hand back to the ground so that you can lift yourself up and come back into tabletop on hands and knees. So just take a minute to check your alignment. So your shoulders should be over your wrists, a little bit forward. Yeah, and your knees directly under your hips. And we'll now do on the other side. So the other side for me is my right hand. So do the other one, the other one to the one you just did. And lift up your right arm, pointing up to the ceiling. So you're twisting around, trying to open up the chest and back down. And with the breath, opening up as you inhale and exhale to come back. One last time, opening up, looking up to the ceiling, and as you exhale, we're going to come all the way down. Right shoulder, right ear to the floor, trying to keep your hips pointing up to the ceiling. If you would like, you can bring your arm behind you to help with the twist. And close down the eyes for a couple of breaths. Bring the hand beside the face to help yourself up. Back on all fours. So we're going to do cat and cow now, but with a slight variation. So I'll do the left side first because it's the one closest to you. Lift up the left knee, bring the knee towards the nose, really curving the back out to the ceiling. And now we're going to kick the heel back, flexing the foot, opening up the chest. Keep the shoulders back, looking up. Do this 3 times. So the second time, knee to nose, kicking the foot up and back, opening up the hips. And again, knee to nose. And this time, kicking up, opening up the hips. And now, if you can do it, you can bring your hand back. What I prefer to do is bring the foot back down, so the knee towards the nose, and see if you can hold on to the ankle. I told you we'd fall over. Hold on to the ankle or the top of the foot. Kicking the leg up and back, opening up the chest, looking forward. And it's easier for your balance. The more you push the top of your foot into your hand, up and away from the body, the easier it is to balance. And then gently with control, we're going to come back onto hands and knees. You might want to rock forward and back, just to alleviate any tension you might have got in your shoulders or your hips from that posture, and then come back on your hands and knees. We'll do that on the other side. So just check you're in the right alignment with your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And now we're going to pick up the right foot, bring the knee to the nose, kick the foot back and up, flexing the foot, knee to nose, tucking the chin in, arching the back. Heel up and back, and bring knee towards the nose, kick it back, and now bring the knee down and take your time to get your balance, and then hold on to that ankle, bring it behind you, and kick your foot up and back, opening up the chest. And remember, we're embracing our imperfections, so if you're wobbling, if you're falling, that's okay, just be careful. And then when you're ready, if you can, with control, come back onto your hands and knees. So if you would like, because that's a little bit rigorous, let's just take a few breaths in child's pose, so pushing your hips back, bring your toes together. And we'll just take a little rest here before coming up into standing. Just completely relax the shoulders, relax the hips, listen to the breath. So come onto the hands and knees again. We're going to come up with a couple of postures. So tuck your toes under. Walk your hands back in towards yourself. We're going to go into a low squat. So you might want to open your feet so that they're over the edges of your mat. Tuck your elbows in between your knees and bring the hands into prayer. Try to keep your chest open, so try not to fall forward. If you want to come up on your heels, lift your heels up. That might be easier for you. But pushing open your knees with your elbows. And I'm going to move around so you can see me better, see what we're going to do next. We're squatting here. And from here, nice and gently, watch out for the knees. You're going to come up, straightening up, but not straightening up fully. You might want to open your knees out, open your feet slightly. Hands in cactus. Holding this, pushing back the elbows, opening up the chest. Just for a couple more breaths. And slowly straighten up the knees. And heel toe in. Okay, hope everybody's okay. I'm going to just take a moment there just to see how it feels when we've transitioned from being on the floor to standing up. You can close the eyes, roll the shoulders back. So now we're doing a couple of rounds of sun salutations with variations. So if at any time, you feel, because today's probably a little bit more strenuous than before, just go into child's pose and then join us when you're ready. So get yourself ready, nice firm stance, so your feet either together or shoulder width apart. Just hold in the core, lengthen through the waist and the torso, roll the shoulders back. Ready, inhale, sweep the arms up, exhale, falling forward. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, hands to the floor, kick the feet back. You can put the knees down if you would like. And then we're going to lower chin and chest to the floor. Push up. And then tuck toes under, push hips up and back into downward dog. We'll walk it out here. And from here you can either step or walk forward. Bring the feet between the hands. Come up halfway. Falling forward, forward fold. And then reaching up. Light back bend. Bring the hands down, front of the chest. Prayer pose. Back into mountain. So we're going to be running out of time on the video soon, so let's do a flow through and then we'll just pause in child's pose and I'll restart the video. So we'll do another vinyasa, so another round of sun salutations. So just ready, inhale, reaching up, exhale, fall forward. Inhale, come up halfway, elbows back, Hands come to the floor, kick the feet back, put your knees down, lower gently down, chin and chest to the floor, push up, cobra, keeping the elbows in, tuck the toes under, and we'll just push back in child's pose, open up the knees, bring the head to the floor, softening the face, not holding on to any tension. And I'll stop the video there and then just meet me back there in a couple of minutes, but enjoy the child's pose, no rush. And then from here, we're going to come up into downward dog. So just plant your hands, but shoulder width distance apart, tuck your toes under. Might want to bring your knees in first and then push up into downward dog. And from here, you have the option. You can either walk your feet in between your hands or look between your hands, step forward, come halfway up, fold, fill forward, fold, and then come back up into mountain. From here, we're not quite finished yet, so you're going to pick up the right foot, and you're going to bring it behind you. It's always a bit difficult, this one, for balance, so that you're now in a high lunge. Just check that you've got your balance. If you would like, you can raise the arms up to the ceiling. And if you would like from here, you can look up at your palms. You can bring the palms together. You might have a bit of a wobble, but bring the hands down. And now you have a choice. I'm going to bring my right foot forward, and so that I'm standing on my left leg with my knee up. But if you would like, you can come back to standing in between, whatever you feel comfortable with. So take the interim step if you would like. So either come to standing or bring the legs straight up, and now we'll all hug our knees, our right knee into our chest. I'm going to spin round so you can see what I'm doing. So from here, you're going to cross the right leg over the standing leg. And then you're going to take your arms, and you have a choice, either just in prayer pose, or you're going to cross the right arm underneath the left so that your elbows can hook into each other. Try and get your balance, and drop your hips down. So you're sitting down. You're trying to lift your elbows up and keep your chest open. Keep your balance, focus on the breath. And then when you're ready, come back into standing. So as I said, embrace your imperfections. I made a bit of a mess of that one. And we'll try it on the other side. So come back to the top of your mat. And this time you're going to lift up your left leg and bring it behind you into a high lunge. So take a moment just to get your balance. And then from here, you're going to bring the knee up in front of you, hug it into your chest. Then you're going to cross the left leg over the standing right leg. You're going to bring your arms out in front, and you're going to cross, hang on, that's my left. So you're going to cross the left arm under the right arm, and then sink down over your hips, trying to lift the elbows up. Try and focus on the breath. Sinking down a little bit deeper. And then when you're ready with control, come up, unwind, Bring both feet to the ground. Give your legs a shake. Just got to sort out this video. And hopefully you all did okay there. So well done. I was a bit wobbly, I don't know how you were. So we're just going to flow down now so that we're going to be on the ground. So bring yourself back into mountain. We'll do one round of sun salutation. So inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, bring the hands to the ground. Kick the feet back. Put your knees down if you would like. Lower down into chaturanga. Push up into cobra. Tuck the toes under. Push up into downward dog. And from here, just drop the knees so that you're on your hands and knees. And now you're going to come down into seating position and open up the legs. So we're going to do forward fold here. Oh, so just check that you're feeling okay if you're coming down onto the ground. Roll the shoulders back, opening up the chest, and then walking the hands forward. If you want to put a slight bend in the knee here, that's fine. We've got our feet flexed. Close down the eyes. Relaxing the shoulders. Making sure the jaw is nice and relaxed. Not holding any tension there. Inhale, walk the hands up. And turn so that you're on the length of the mat, long ways. And now we're just going to lower ourselves down one vertebra at a time. So you're flat on your back, but with your knees bent. Yeah. So now we're going to pick up the right leg, cross it just above the left knee. Take a deep breath in. And then bring the knee, hugging it towards the chest. So you have a choice here. You want to try and keep your shoulders nice and relaxed on the ground. So if you can reach behind your knee, that's fine. If not, you can hold on instead on the foot, the right foot, and just above the right ankle. And that can help you guide it a little bit closer to your chest. Just checking the shoulders are relaxed. Oh, so gently uncross the legs. Bring the feet to the ground. And we'll pick up the left foot, so crossing it over the right, just above the knee. Bringing the knee in towards the chest, either holding behind the knee or onto the left foot and just above the left ankle. Whatever works for you, allowing you to keep your shoulders relaxed. Bring the feet back to the ground And before we put our legs up the wall, we're just going to do some nice final twists. So let's just pick up the knees, hug them into the chest. Have some ankle rolls. And then just don't have the knees bent quite so much. Bring the arms out to the side. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, allow the knees to come over towards the ground. I quite like to hook one foot behind the other here. It just helps give me a little bit of stability. But you can move the legs. You can either bend the knees more, bend them less, whatever works for you. But try and keep your right shoulder in contact with the ground, and you'll get a better stretch that way, better twist. Close down the eyes. Or you can turn and look over towards the right. So on the next inhale, bring the knees back to center, and this time we'll straighten out the legs, pointing the heels up towards the ceiling. We'll get a nice stretch down the back of the legs there. And then half bend the knees, deep breath in, and as you exhale, allow the legs, the knees to drop over to the right hand side. So on the next inhale, with control, bring the knees back to center. Give them another hug. You might want to rock a little from side to side. And then as a nice treat for the last class, we'll do legs up the wall, which is always lovely. So there's a kind of technique to getting into this. You can just put your legs up, but I find it easier to kind of shuffle my bum over to the wall. And then once I'm there, and you want to, it might not be comfortable for you to actually have your bum right against the wall, but it is kind of nice if the wall is supporting the whole of your legs. But if you find your bum's a little bit away from the wall, that's also okay. I would open the arms out, or you can bring the arms to the belly. I quite like having them open. And we're going to stay in this posture for a couple of minutes. Very good for relaxation. Very good if ever you have trouble sleeping. Close down the eyes here. Good time maybe, if you would like, to bring the attention back to the breath and possibly to the So Hum mantra that we used before. So really try and relax the muscles in your legs and enjoy the feeling of your legs being weightless. So gently, we're going to bring our feet off the wall, so it's easy just to swing your legs down to one side. Hopefully you're not too far away from your mat, because we're just going to now lie down on the ground. Make any final adjustments you need. Get yourself as comfortable as possible as we move into the most important posture of the practice, Shavasana. So have your feet towards the edges of your mat, feet pointing outwards, so the thighs kind of fall open. Maybe have your fingers gently curved, so not holding any tension. Probably palms facing up to the ceiling. Close down the eyes if they're not already closed. Bring the attention to the breath. To the sensation of the air as it flows in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils. On the inhale, feel the chest expanding. And then contracting. See how the air flows all the way down to the belly, filling up the belly on the inhale. And then the sensation as the belly falls away as you exhale. Feel your body heavily and getting heavier as it presses into the floor. And the sensation of the floor as you feel it supporting you. And just take a moment to compare how you feel now to how you felt before you started this yoga practice. And just think of all the benefit you've done to your body by doing this practice. And just be grateful to your body for allowing you to be able to do this yoga practice, whether perfectly or imperfectly. And just take a moment to enjoy the sensation peace and calm, and knowing that this feeling can last with you throughout the day. So now take a really deep inhalation. Deepest inhalation you've taken all day, filling up the lungs, letting it all out. And again, deep breath in and out. And just allow that to give you the energy to bring some movement back to the body. Move the neck maybe from side to side. Move the fingers, the toes. Bend the knees. Now bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Rock the knees from side to side. And then rock over onto one side. And then use your hands to help you up into seated position. Just once you're seated, roll the shoulders back and down. Tilt the neck from side to side. And we're just going to sweep the arms out and up. Look up at the palms, the thumbs, sorry. Bring them down in front of the heart, bow the head, bow over. Come back. Thank you. Namaste.